Welcome to Common Sense. The Common Sense program is a series of shows that feature interviews with very interesting people so that we can learn in a clear, concise, and direct way who these folks are, what they do, and what makes sense to them and what doesn't. I'm Rudy Breglia, and today I'll be interviewing the caring, resourceful, and wonderful Erin Hathaway, Executive Director of Zelie's Zelie's Home. And Erin, welcome to Common Sense.
Thank you.
Please start us off by telling us where you were born, where you've lived, and what brings you to this part of Ohio.
Absolutely, absolutely. I actually was born in Melbourne, Florida. It's an hour southeast of Orlando.
Wow.
I know, right? Everybody's always like, how did you get up here? Why are you up here? I went to college at St. Mary's College in Indiana.
Okay.
And I fell in love with the Midwest, first of all.
It gave you a taste for it.
Yeah,
Huh?
absolutely. And then I was looking to do a year of service after college and found Maggie's Place at the time. And I did a year of service with them, which turned into 2 years, which turned into getting my master's in nonprofit administration. And the rest is history. So the Maggie's Place had a home here for a while. And I served in that home here. And during my second year, I met my husband. And he kept me here.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Understand. What is Zelie's Home?
Yeah, Zelie's Home are caring community. We're homes of hospitality for pregnant women who are without support. Moms are in our care anywhere between 2 days to 3 years. It really just depends on what they want to interact with us.
Understand. What is your mission? And I think there'll be some slides that'll come up.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We're a caring community that empowers pregnant and parenting women, not just the pregnant side of things.
Okay.
The parenting side is very important to take positive and effective action on the behalf of themselves and their children through professional, emotional, spiritual, and physical support.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your mission? Did you your answer kind of
Yeah, that was
creep
the mission.
into that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is your vision?
We are a community where women thrive as they embrace motherhood.
Okay. Wonderful. Tell us about your core values.
Everything we do is based on our core values. So all the work we do, all the community guidelines, everything that we have birthed out of is based in our community guidelines, based on our core values. So this is our foundation of who we are and what we do. So including, and I won't go into detail because I think they can see on the screen.
Okay, all right.
All the details, but there's 5 of them: human dignity, a safe learning environment, resiliency and creativity, a commitment to growth, and supportive and collaborative community. Those are super important and the foundation of who we are as an organization.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What is the history of the organization?
Yeah, we were, like I kind of mentioned in my brief intro, Maggie's Place was founded in Arizona in 2000. Right. There was a home here in Ohio, specifically in Parma, Ohio, and then in Garfield. And that was from 2009 that opened, the one home here in Ohio under Maggie's Place umbrella. It was the only home outside of the Arizona area. They have 4 or 5 homes out there, and they decided to open a home here. And that was in 2009. I got involved in 2011. That's when I graduated and was able to be a part of the organization at that point. In 2018, technically in 2016, 2017, we moved from Parma to Garfield, from one home to another. We like old convents, so
they match up with your needs.
Exactly. And then that's when we were serving in Garfield under Maggie's Place from 2018 till 2020, and then we transitioned to Zelie's Home in 2020. So we've been Zelie's Home for about 5.5 years, almost 6 now.
Okay, all right. Where did the title Zelie's Home come from?
Zelie's Home is named after Saint Zelie Martin, who is a saint in the Catholic tradition. We are based in Catholic social teaching, and so we wanted to honor those roots in who we are and how we do things. And Saint Zelie was a wonderful wife, and so that relationship with her husband, we wanted to show as important to our moms as well. So they're the first canonized couple, actually, St. Louis Martin and St. Zelie. And St. Zelie is actually the mom to a saint herself. So she's the mom to Saint Therese of Lisieux Little Flower. So, I mean, awesome person to be named after,
Wow.
right? Right, big shoes to fill. So we wanted someone for the moms to be able to look up to and emulate on what she does. But we also kind of, on the practical side, zelieshome.org was available when we became Zelie's Home. So,
I got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
What is Celie's nest and Therese's nest?
Yeah, Celine's nest and Therese's nest. So similar. So when we became Zelie's Home is the nonprofit organization. But then when we opened our second home, we wanted to name them after. We wanted each home to have a unique characteristic.
Understand.
So it wasn't just Zelie's Home 1 and Zelie's Home 2. And that didn't seem right.
Yeah.
So we decided to. We were very intentional about how we wanted to name them. So we chose the word nest because if you see our logo, it's a nest itself.
Right.
And then the women's names were based on St. Zelie and St. Louis Martin's kids. So Therese is St. Therese of Lisieux's name, and then Celine is one of their other children. So they do have 7 other children, so we'll see what the future's in store.
Well, I hope things go the way you want.
Yeah.
How many moms and babies can you support at any one time? And I think you've said where you're located.
Yeah, well, I'll share a little bit too. So we are... each home can have up to 10 moms at a given time, but based on the family size. So, for instance, if a family has more than 2 children, then we might have to give them 2 bedrooms versus 1, so then that decreases our capacity.
Okay,
for instance, at our Celine's Nest location, which is in Lakewood, Ohio, we currently have 9 moms and 11 children. So we don't have that extra 10th bedroom because we're at capacity for that piece.
Okay.
But our Garfield Heights location also has 10 available bedrooms as well.
Okay. Give us some of the details of Zelie's Home residents as far as the qualifications to get in, demographics, backgrounds, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. So we serve a variety of different people. Most of the time they are pregnant. Our qualifications are they move in while they're pregnant most of the time. They are 18 years old at least. They're free of drugs and alcohol for 30 days. They're free of immediate physical danger and free from severe mental health issues. However, we are not funded by any sources that kind of limit us on who we can serve. So if there's a mom who might be only free from drugs and alcohol for a week, but we put her on a substance abuse plan, then to assist her in getting clean, then we could serve her. So if we think as a community, as an organization, we can serve her well, then we would still say yes to that person. Okay. So that's kind of who we serve. But then as far as the qualifications and then demographics-wise, our mom are amazing individuals, and you'll see kind of some of the numbers. I'm a numbers nerd on the screen.
Okay, all right.
But 2 I want to highlight are, one is that they are 67%, 2/3 of our mom are survivors of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. Yep. So they're super resilient, super amazing individuals. And then the other thing is that most of them, 81%, are experiencing mental health challenges and that's reported at intake. So we do know that statistic is higher because they are not, when they move in, they're very vulnerable and needing support. So they might say things that it's not completely true sometimes, just because they are in a state of vulnerability.
True.
So we also know that number is a little bit higher because of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And another slide will come up that it goes into this. It's kind of complex. Tell us about the steps in your self-sufficiency phase program and the goals at each step. I know it's complicated.
It is. It's a lot, but we want to give the moms a kind of a visual and also kind of a guiding path for them to be able to move through the program successfully and towards self-sufficiency. So we're utilizing the National Maternity Housing Matrix to kind of see where they're at when they move in, and then we do a evaluation every 60 days after that. So that's kind of how we determine self-sufficiency, but this is how they get there. So the phase program is phase 1, they're moving in. Generally, it's orientation. It's getting assisted with benefits, getting to know us. We're getting to know them. We're doing a needs assessment to see what they are in need of, kind of what services, what resources. Every individual is unique and different, and they need different things. So we want to treat them as such, as unique individuals. So that's where that starts. Then they're in that phase anywhere between 1 and 5 weeks or so, and then they move into phase 2. Phase 2 is where they will do a life skills assessment at that point. So that might look like house management skills, that might look cleaning skills, financial literacy, some of those things that are common sense, per se.
Right. And I appreciate
Look at that.
And there's cute names for each phase.
Yes, yeah. So the first phase is our egg phase. So they're kind
the
of
nest kind of idea.
Yeah, they're associated with our logo. Thanks for pointing that out. In phase 2, they actually start our financial literacy pathway as well. So that is a pretty important kind of way to operate within our organization, because it is a weekly expectation for our moms to meet with our financial literacy coach. We partner with a couple of local banks, specifically Flagstar, who will come in, have volunteers come coach our moms on a weekly basis after they've completed the program or the curriculum, which it really just depends on where they're at with their financial literacy understanding when they move in. It could either... Moms have finished it in 2 months, but some have taken a full year. So it really just depends on how fast they're kind of going through it and what they understand and what they need from us. They then do one-on-one coaching, and then they also, after that, they would, once they're done with the financial literacy program, they're incentivized to do it, so we give them a computer so to get through it. So it's just a highlight on here because we want to show that it's a pathway through our program, but it's definitely, they start in phase 2. So phase 2 is where we focus on life skills. So we're doing things like kitchen safety. They're doing things like how do we clean well? What does a clean kitchen look like? We're doing things like some of those programming classes like baby boot camp and our just those sorts of things that are infant safety, parenting classes, those things that our moms need when they are living with us and either expecting a baby or recent mom. Some moms stay in this phase for a pretty long time, honestly. It just depends on where they're at. Some moms move through pretty quickly. It just kind of depends. Again, everybody's unique. And then we move into phase 3. Phase 3 is, if they haven't already chosen, they would choose at this point a school or work, kind of where they want to spend their time and how they want to be able to provide for their family. So whether it's going back to school, whether that's getting their GED or whatever. However, most of them have by this time either chosen and spent time in that area. It's just at this point is when they're expected to choose. So then they choose, they figure out what they want to do on a weekly basis, and we do programs and whatnot with them to make it helpful. They do a workforce readiness program with some of our partners in the community as well.
Wonderful.
So there's a lot involved, and we don't do everything. So this is our phase program, but there's a lot of resources built into here that we don't physically do ourselves. So like the Workforce Ready program, we don't have it at Zelie's home, but Westside Catholic Center has some services. I know El Barrio does as well. So we have a lot of partners in the area who help us help our moms. So last but not least, we move into phase 4. It's not necessarily the best name, but I call it maintenance. So they've been doing well. They continue doing well. At that point, they've earned additional privileges. So like curfew might be later and the spending allowance is a little bit higher because they've proven themselves through the phase program, right?
Wonderful.
Yeah. And then when they move out, if they've completed our house management pathway, which is part of like the programming and some of the expectations that we set, they would get a referral to Humble Design, which is a local organization as well, who you also should interview because they're wonderful people as well.
All right.
Humble Design is an organization that I might butcher this, but they design for dignity. So those who are exiting homelessness, they work with, and they give referrals from organizations like ourselves, and they come in. It's a 3-day process. One day they go to the home, they interview the person, what are their favorite colors, how are you going to use this space, that sort of thing. They go back to their warehouse, they pull everything. Third day they come in and decorate and bring all the furniture, and it becomes a home. So they're making it a home.
Wonderful.
And then we also provide rent and first month's rent and deposit for them so that they can hopefully start on a good feet. After that, once a Zelie's Home Mom, always a Zelie's Home Mom. So they can participate as much in our Alumni Mom program or as little. So they can come back. We have some moms who lived with us when I lived in the home, 2011 to 2013 when I served. So they come back for social events. They come back for different things in the community. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now, I had a question for what programs are offered to the moms.
Absolutely.
And the slide I have kind of lists them all. And
some of those I've hit on a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're offered throughout our program, and these are just some simple listings, honestly, of what we do, because this isn't even the whole breadth of everything, because only so much can fit on a flyer sometimes. But
understand.
it's all about the community aspect and education. So if you think about things that our moms need as far as education, so nurturing parenting program, triple P parenting program, our seeking safety, which is our mental health support program, and some of the things I mentioned already, like kitchen safety, car seat safety, like how do you put a car seat in?
Yeah, right.
All those things we build into the program as part of our phase program for them they have to do in order to move through our program. We also we are 24/7, 365. So there's 24/7 community life support as well as 24/7 access to a chapel. So, but there's all these other things are wonderful as well. We provide all the physical items for their needs. So the mom and baby boutique, they can go through and shop and feel empowered to be able to shop for themselves and their child as well.
Wonderful. Has Zelie's home shared your successful approach with government agencies that try to help homeless, pregnant, and parenting women?
Yeah, I think so. We don't actually receive any government funding right now, but we have been in touch with, the USCCB, like Catholic, and then the Catholic Conference for, I can't remember the name, but they work with kind of some of the government agencies and kind of some of the bills and whatnot that go through to kind of support the organizations like us. So yes and no, I guess. we try and share our success, and unfortunately, we're still a little kept secret, best kept secret, So we're trying to do things like this to get our name out there and put get awareness out there for us.
Well, I'm hoping we can help.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Tell us about your staffing model and why 24/7 support is so important.
Yeah. We were birthed out of, so like I mentioned previously, I lived in the home with the mom. So when I started, we were 24/7, 365, AmeriCorps run solely. AmeriCorps members I kind of describe it as like a local Peace Corps. And so they're doing a year of service. And so you get a education award to pay back past loans or future education, and then you get a small stipend every month and some other benefits like health insurance and whatnot, but you're really doing it for the ministry of it. So we've partnered with them for many years.
Bless you for doing that.
Many years, thank you. I'm glad I was able to, because I wouldn't be here today without doing that. So I was able to do 2 years. I actually lived in the community with the moms and found that the 24/7 support is so necessary, because the support, a lot of our moms are doing this by themselves, and motherhood is hard, and they shouldn't be. And they shouldn't. That's not how God made you, right? To do it by themselves. You should have a partner in this, and we can't be the partner for everyone, but we can be the supportive community. And so that's one of the reasons why it's so important for our 24/7. But I mentioned the AmeriCorps because recently, last year, so we've had AmeriCorps in our homes throughout these last 15 years. Since then, we've added our professional staff. And that has been so important now because we recognize some of the challenges and the vulnerabilities that our moms are facing, and we need that support as well. For instance, our social worker, who's able to support the mental health side of things. For instance, our case manager, who can help the moms in their goals and attain their dreams. So a lot of those things. But our 24/7 staff, recently we transitioned from AmeriCorps last year to our full-time staff members. Now they're community life assistants. They're still 24/7, but we're on a shift model now instead of living in the community. So we have 4 or 5 at each home that take turns being in the home for about a 12-hour shift now. So that supportive community is second to none. We know that healing happens within relationships, and so building relationships is really important. That's what we're here for.
Okay. Tell us about some partners, and you've already told us a little bit that you work with, and Humble Design Cleveland and Womankind. I know are a couple that you have relationships with.
I mentioned Humble Design a little bit already. They're great partners to us and our moms when they exit our community for the furniture side of things. The furniture side of things, we also partner with I'm in Ministry. And so they're also similar to Humble Design, where they're able to provide furniture to our moms as well. Our Womankind provides free prenatal care for anybody that doesn't have insurance. So sometimes our moms come to us without insurance. We do, like in phase 1, that's one of the first things we try and get them. However, it's not always very quick. So they're a great partner to make sure the baby and mom is safe and prenatal care is established there. And they're able to partner and send them to a good OBGYN to continue their services. We also partner with, I mean, there's so many people in the community, honestly. First Year Cleveland is a great partner as well for networking, as well as just community outreach pieces, our housing subcommittee that we're able to work with and provide our moms some housing options for after Zelie's home, because they can't live with us forever.
Understand. Like the mature bird has
Yes, they have to fly the nest at some point. And then one of the things is that we want to, that's the biggest thing, and then one of the reasons why we build those relationships is that we want them to fly the nest, but we also recognize that they might not be ready or fully ready, and they might, fall. So we're trying to create a little, net around them as well for them to be able to fall and fail well, is kind of how I've said it before to my staff, is fail well.
Can people contact these furniture requiring organizations and donate furniture?
Oh,
and
yes,
that
absolutely.
Kind of thing?
Yeah, those would be two I would definitely recommend to donate to. And I think both of them actually do pickups too. For furniture.
So that's Humble Design, Cleveland, and Womankind.
I'm in Ministry is the other furniture place. Womankind is the prenatal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can others support your organization? Do you need volunteers?
All the time, goodness. Bailey would kill me. Bailey's our volunteer coordinator. She would kill me if I didn't say that. No, volunteers are so useful in so many different ways. One being
shoppers.
Like grocery shoppers. Driving our moms sometimes too. Like they get on our insurance and they drive our cars, and they can go to the appointments with them and help teach them how to advocate for themselves. They can make a meal for us. So we have a meal train online that they can sign up for and bring a meal for our programming days. All the programming that I shared happens on 2 days, one in each home. And that is, we provide all the meals that day, obviously. So volunteers can help provide food for that. Babysitting, we have lots of children.
Oh, yeah.
We have lots
Kids
of children.
Around.
Yeah, and we provide childcare during the program. So we need volunteers to help with that as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Tell us about your alumni mom program.
Yeah, I stopped myself a little bit before because I was going to go more in detail. Our alumni program is kind of I love it because it's how you can see some of the fruit of your labor, honestly. You are planting seeds while they're living with you.
Those seeds have taken hold.
And they've hopefully taken root, and you can see the fruit, which is a beautiful thing. And as obviously, they've done a lot of the work themselves, but the support that we're able to provide does that.
Okay. And outside of the program, alumni moms come back, right?
Yeah, they can come back. They come back, they'll donate stuff. They come back and volunteer as well. They come back and mentor our moms as well. So,
that must be wonderful to see.
It is. It's really great. And we actually have had some alumni on our staff as well. They've become AmeriCorps members, community life assistants, our case manager. Yeah. So they really understand the plight of the mom that they're serving. So it's a different level of understanding.
How is the home supported? Does the Diocese of Cleveland and Catholic Charities get involved?
Yeah, a little bit in different ways. So we are on the property of churches, and I'm not going to share the location specifically just based on, because this will be available for the public. And however, one of our locations is partnered with the diocese, and we rent from them. And then the other location is donated to us from Catholic Charities. So the locations themselves, and to be fair, the rent is probably not as much as our water bill. If I'm being quite they're very generous. So so both in those areas, they've been really, the space is theirs. So
the general locations, Garfield
and Lakewood. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So and then you had said, like, how are we funded, or is that?
How is it supported? Donations, Catholic Charities.
Yeah, I always kind of say it's a four-legged stool, which normally it's a three-legged stool, but really. One, in-kind donations, so similar to the space donation from Catholic Charities that they give us for the Lakewood home. Other items as well, so physical items like cleaning supplies, which is always in need,
Okay.
or maternity
Sure.
items,
Sure.
or baby items. Anything a home might need or anything a mom might need is kind of all the in-kind donations that we
Okay.
need. So that's kind of one area. The second area is our grants. So myself and our director of donor experience, and we have a small grants committee who writes grants on our behalf.
Okay.
And it's about probably, we're hoping for about a third of our budget this year in grants. And then we also do 3 events every year. So we do 3 events.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and then general.
And there's a slide on this, so
Okay, is that where we're at? Awesome. So there's 3 events. Trivia night, which happened in February. Our Birdies for Babies is in April, next month, April, May normally. And then our gala, which is our biggest event of the year, is at the Shoreby Club in September. So that's the 3rd Friday of September. So those are our 3 big events, 3 events for the year that bring in funding for us. And then the rest comes from individuals, churches, organizations that support us on a regular basis. So
okay.
that's the 4th stool.
What does the future hold for the home?
Oh gosh, we just actually completed our strategic plan, so now we're working on it. So we turned 5 last year, and we thought it'd be a good idea to create a strategic plan for the next 3 to 5 years to see what's coming. So
You think another site?
yeah, part of it is potentially another site. Yeah, we're looking at it is in the works to have a blueprint for a 3rd home ready soon, hopefully, and be able to serve more moms in need. Because unfortunately, there's a huge need. There's a huge need for what we do. So yeah, so we're going to continue doing that. We want to stabilize and sustain our staff. So because of the recent transition from AmeriCorps to full-time staff, it was that was a big transition for us because that increased our budget drastically. So we want to stabilize that, make sure that's good before we move on to any other big projects. And we want to take away the barriers that the moms are seeing in being able to participate in our programming. So those are some of our big goals, overarching for our strategic plan in the future.
How can you donate? And I think there's a slide on this,
Yeah.
a QR.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. You can donate however you want. Honestly, I'll take whatever type of money you want to give me. But there is a QR code, zelieshome.org/donate. You can go there as well. You can send a check to our post office box, which is online as well. On the QR code, I believe you'll be able to get there. You can do donor advised fund. You can do QCD. There's all the options. You can donate stock. You can donate. There's a lot of different options to be able to donate to us on a regular basis. So you can do an annual, every annual, or monthly, or weekly if you would like.
Okay.
So lots of options.
Do you have a website?
Zelieshome.org. So,
Okay.
because it was available when it became Zelie's Home.
Okay. How can someone get in touch with you? And I think there's a slide on that.
I think there's 2 important phone numbers. Our business line, which is 440-886-2620. That's a text or a call line. That's for general questions, donors, volunteers. The person answering that can direct them to the correct person via email or phone number, as well as if a mom in need is in need of help, we have an intake line as well, and that's 216-282-8053. She can text that number, she can call that number, and our intake manager will call her back.
Okay, well, we'll bless you,
Thank you.
and your wonderful organization for your work. And I'm sure moms and babies, as they grow, will appreciate what you do. Bless you.
Thank you so much, Rudy. I appreciate being on here.
Okay. And thank you for watching. Please give us comments. Our email addresses will appear on the bottom of the screen. Please send us any comments or questions. If you know someone who's interesting or you would like to appear, please let us know and we'll handle it from there. And remember, seatbelts save lives.